Today's episode of PTG is brought to you by the one and only Trans Labs that brought the world two amazing products. First off, Transfuse, which is a hydration multiplier, and most recently, they just dropped Transcend, which is a nootropic energy formula. No matter what you use, when you choose Trans Labs, you are going to be boosted and you are going to be ready to charge the paintball field and win out there. With Transfuse, that is a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients in this product. We've got zinc, we've got vitamin B6, we've got vitamin C, sodium, potassium, choline, and it is an amazing way to make sure that you're hydrated and prepared to play top level paintball. When it comes to Transcend, that is a premium nootropic energy formula designed to increase cognitive performance, elevate mood and clarity while supporting long-term brain health, and it's going to leave you feeling great with no crash or jitters. It's one of the only products in the nootropic space backed by research studies to ensure the formula is correct for optimal performance. It is more potent than anything on the market, and it will keep you charged and ready to win out there. I take 1 scoop, but if you're stimulant sensitive, take a half scoop, and if you want that LFG dose to launch to the moon, dump 2 scoops in your drink and you are going to be flying down that paintball field. Comes in 2 delicious flavors, Baja Blast and Skittles Candy for the Transcend. And for the Transfuse, they have 2 new flavors as well, Pineapple Express and Hawaiian Punched. So if you get a chance, head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly delivery service, you also get 10% off as well. So you can take advantage of 20% off on these products. Head over to translabs.com and give it a go. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same-day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram at Lone Wolf PB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community.
What's going on, PTG fam? Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. This episode, we have David Quittman, otherwise known as Quitsky. He is the main videographer over at HK Army, the one who brings you all the amazing event content. You guys know who Quitsky is. He's the man. He does really great things and does a great job of promoting our sport and making sure our sport gets exposure on social media, on YouTube, all of the media outlets. So getting to sit down with him and have a quick little chat was quite the ride. All right, everybody. See you in the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
All right, PTG Nation, we have David Quittman, Quitsky, the mastermind who you see pumping out endless amounts of content for HK Army and has been in the game and in the trenches of paintball for, I think, like 20 years or plus.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. So welcome to the show, Quittman. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah,
dude.
brother. Doing great, man. Thank you so much for finally taking the time to come and join us.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I know you pitched it to me a few times at a couple of events and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about and stuff like that. And then,
dude, you are
we'll see where it goes.
You are such a massive part of one of the biggest companies in paintball that is truly ingrained in the culture of paintball, right? And that culture, how does a culture get developed? Obviously, a brand needs to have an identity, but the way that identity is portrayed to the masses is so crucial to the brand's identity in period, right? And you know,
Yeah.
what Cassidy has done in the past and what you do now for paintball as a whole, not even just the company HK Army, it's massive. It's huge. You guys create these really engaging, high level videos that showcase what we do, you know, showcase why we love the sport. You guys capture like our emotions, our feelings at these events, you know. The media is a crucial part of our game and what we do. And you, David Quittman, my man, my friend, somebody I've known for a really long time, you're just so deep in it now. So of course we had to have you on. Come on now.
I
Let's
appreciate
go.
it. I appreciate it. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll dig into a little bit of all that kind of stuff, and I guess the
818
history.
Productions.
Yeah, 818 Productions. My history with the
Yep.
HK Army guys, because it goes back pretty far, and it's pretty cool because I've from because I started on the outside, I guess you could say, because like I was like that kid going to SE Village and stuff like that. The only difference is like I had my camera, and back then, and like I think the SE Village days was 2004 was when I kind of started filming. Yeah, because I made a video called Best of '04. And that was like, you know, a little compilation of that year. So that's when I like started going to SC, and like at SC Village was a cool thing back in the day because you had like Dynasty, you had Iron Man, eventually you had Legacy playing there, you had, you know, Ron Kilborn and the Bushwhackers. So it was such a mecca for pro paintball. It was crazy. And then, you know, you also had the HK Army guys who were just making such a big like splash, I guess you could say, like on the internet. It's kind of weird because like we didn't have Facebook back then. It was MySpace, Friendster, if anyone used that, and then PB Nation was like the big hub. So like HK, they started getting like all this notoriety on you know, PB Nation, and through like their you know, innovative style, like the things they would do. Like they were wearing the collared shirts under the black long sleeves. That was like kind of a trendy look. I know Cassidy did that for a while. And then like the HK tail feather, which people still to this day don't even know what that is. What an HK tail feather is. So if you don't know, it's like a bandana hanging out, you know, the back of your pants. It's just swag. It doesn't really do anything. If anything, it probably gets in the way.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
You underrepresented what the tail feather was. It does not hang out on the back of your pants. It gets tied on to like a belt
tied,
loop.
Yes. It has to be tied.
It's not like hanging in over your butt cheeks.
Yes. It's kind of like, you know, by your back pocket, I guess you say.
Yeah,
like tied.
yeah.
It'd be hanging out. HK did like
Very
vinyl
swaggy.
pressing. They had like HK Army press on it with the famous like skull and crossbones. So, and like me as an outsider getting that, I could not get that. Like you couldn't buy that. You couldn't replicate, you know, I mean, you could replicate it, but people wouldn't know. Like it was so exclusive back in the day. The headbands, the long sleeves, crazy exclusive. The tail feathers, like any little thing, like even stickers, the vinyl cut stickers, it was so hard to get your hands on as like a young kid from those guys. My first HK long sleeve, I got off Footy at Proving Grounds. I overpaid for it. I paid like $60 for a long sleeve. But I did because I thought, you know,
Hustlers hustle, baby, you know. Getting it.
He got me good on that one. But I wish I still kept it. I ended up getting rid of it. I should have kept that one. But that was like a Chicago, PSP Chicago 05 maybe, 06 one. But anyways, but it was just so hard to get any of that kind of stuff. And then
that's how you build it, right? I mean, that's everything. That's the nuts and bolts of branding right there. It's
the Supreme drop before the Supreme drop, you know, before that was a thing. Like there's all this stuff. It was made cool on the internet. Everyone wanted it and you couldn't get it, you know?
But
so
hey, let
I
me
think
ask you
that's
this.
like what helped.
Why do you think there was such a buzz around that culture in specific? Because there's thousands and thousands of people that start brands every day. Why do you think theirs popped so hard?
I honestly think it's all their personalities, and they were wild. Like, I guess that's probably the best way. Hog wild, a great way to describe it. It's one of my old 818 production videos. But they were just crazy. They'd be crazy. Like they'd be at events and they'd be like, when there was counter coaching, like you'd be out there counter coaching and they're out there with a big toothbrush yelling, brush your teeth to everyone. Like they would start chants, just how they carried themselves. They were the bad boys of paintball, you know, like, the bad boys. They had the swag, they had, you know, the gear everyone wanted, you couldn't get. It was just a culmination of all that things laid the foundation for the what HK Army is today.
It's almost like European soccer style, you know, like club mentality, and they were just rocking and having fun playing paintball. and, living their dream at all costs to make sure that they could continue to, innovate in the sport and be able to play the game that they love.
Yeah, and that's the best part. And they were, able to do that like from their t-shirts and stuff like that. That would help fund their team. And, I remember going to Huntington Beach back in the day, and they always had their, their 10 by 10, and then slowly it got bigger and bigger, and they'd press, PB it was HK Army PB fashion, and everyone, PB fashion was, the original like trendy headbands with the vinyl on there. Also pretty hard to get unless you like went to an event and had it pressed by like Fort himself or something like that.
Dude, PB Fashion was my first sponsor. I obviously knew the boys long before I went pro, playing out at SE Village. And I remember Brandon Fort laced me up with a dope PB Fashion headband that I cherished because, like you said, they were so hard to get. And I had, I would play with a blue undershirt that had PB Fashion stamped on the bottom left, and like that was a stamp of being cool. If you had like one of those undershirts with PB Fashion on it, it was badass. It was cool back then,
Yeah. I had the red long sleeve one. There's so much gear I got rid of. I wish I never got rid of. It's the worst. Damn. And I'll probably never track it down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I'll never forget getting the game. Yeah, that is the game. And those things are relics, those pieces that you had are just absolute relics. I'll never forget getting my first like snack pack of PB Fashion HK, and just like, I was pro at the time, and they hooked me up, and I started rocking it immediately. And like, just to watch their progression throughout my career as a pro paintball player as well has been just staggering. Like, we've both been on a mission of mercy side by side. I'm playing paintball, they're developing the gear and doing all these really cool things in the sport. And it's just been like a really surreal experience to have. And we all can relate because we're all, a part of that original foundation of what developed into what is HK Army today. But it's timeless, man. It's crazy. It's hard to even describe.
Yeah. And it really was an army. Like, one of the original things with HK is when they had the website, they had the army list. And you like kind of made it if you were on that list. I unfortunately, as a kid, never on that list. I never made it. Now. I would hope so. I feel like I could maybe get like penciled in somewhere with like,
No, I'm saying you actually
like
create the list. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
I don't remember this list. I don't even know if I was on the list.
I think you were. I know it had Oliver on it. Tyler, I'm pretty sure you were on it. It had like Gator, Skem, Bobby, Mount, like all those, like, Kenny,
style.
So all the heavy hitters, you were on that list.
Gator's style, and like even Jason Locke, super underrated stylistically. That dude was like old Avalanche. People probably never even heard that name, but definitely influenced a lot of people in NorCal out of that like Avalanche crew as well.
Yeah, the Gator infamous look was one of my favorites with the neoprene visor flipped up. He pulled it off so good. I bought one of those visors once at like an indoor swap meet or something like that. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to see like how it looks. The bill was so long, so the thing like literally stuck out like super far. It looked so bad. So I was like, all right, I'm going back to my my head wrap.
Yeah. Gator did it best.
Just cut it.
He did. Dude, my cutting skills are good on the computer in editing, but my cutting, like actual like scissors, I'm terrible, dude. Like, I had a game face skull mask that I found somewhere. So like the ones that Detroit Strange used to wear, and they were only cool if you cut the top, because it had this really bad like forehead thing on it. And I tried to cut the top and I just butchered it so bad. I literally threw the mask out. I'm like, well, I'm never doing that again, dude. It was so embarrassing. So,
oh man,
it's you so probably bad. Need like a Dremel style tool. And you probably tried to.
I just took some big old scissors that looked like I could cut the rubber, and I'm not too mad because it was a clear one. I really wanted a carbon fiber one, and I'm still looking for one. PTG Nation. If you find a game face carbon fiber skull mask, I will buy it off you if you don't overprice it too much. I had one back in the day. They're impossible to find lenses for, and the only lenses that exist are single pane. So it's kind of not the best. You fog up with single pane, It's not like a nice SLR lens where it's like double pane and good ventilation. You can breathe and stuff like that. But I just like the look of the mask. So I would like to add it to to my
Dude,
collection.
Quittman, you have no clue who you're talking to. The PTG Nation is insane. They're gonna go all out.
I'm sure. Find me the game face skull carbon fiber. Let's
I have
see.
a feeling you're gonna get a message.
Challenge. And then just send me when you find it. Just hit me up on Instagram at Quittski.
Yeah, everybody head over to his Instagram. Give him a follow. It's Quittskii. Quittski.
Yep.
Go
Two
over
T's,
there.
2 I's.
That's right. Yeah, and give that a follow. He's got a ton of amazing video and just content in general for you guys to check out. So head over there.
You're at 30K now, bro. I feel like you're growing by the day.
I just hit 30K. It's that video I have of the paintballs colliding just made it into the algorithm finally. Because
it made it into the algorithm.
Don't get me started on Instagram, because I could talk about it for hours and like how just like the whole inner work, at least I think of the inner workings of Instagram are. That has to be another podcast.
No, like hit us. You're on it right now. Let's go. Give us a little cliff note.
I mean, so like, honestly, it doesn't matter, at least in paintball, I found how sick your clip is about getting a lot of views and making the algorithm. There's a bunch of factors that do help it getting shared. Certain amount of comments it gets before, in the first, like, I think like 2-3 hours you post it is really crucial and stuff like that. But some of my videos that have done like the best are videos that like I would call a throwaway video, or ones that I'm like not stoked to post, or like there's so many different things. Very few of my videos that I think deserve to actually like go viral went viral. And that's on the HK Instagram and on my personal Instagram. On the HK Instagram, I have one of Axel like sliding, like I'm following him with my gimbal, which I think all that shit should
Gimbal gang
do better. It should do better than it does. I'm not gonna lie, because some of those shots where you see the paint flying over them as I'm tracking behind them, I think it's just like a completely different look of paintball that no one's really doing. Mm-hmm. So, but the one at Axel at Capital Edge Paintball Park sliding under a ball, that one did pretty good. It got a few, like 2-point-something million. Nice. What else? But it's just so crazy. Like, I call it real time, because I didn't shoot a lot of slow-mo, and then I call real time is like raw footage. So like a raw footage breakout usually does really well. We have one on TikTok of like the newbies. I think that's the best one we've had on TikTok. Has like 15 million views. And I've really well. I've neglected the HK TikTok for a while. I've never really liked TikTok, honestly. I was always an Instagram guy. I was like, is this a fad? When's it going to die out? Like, these seem like a lot of bot followers and stuff like that. So I never really had like, and then TikTok just kept sticking around. And finally I feel like TikTok's more important than Instagram. So now I got to put all that effort into that Instagram. I've abandoned my personal TikTok. I'm just putting it all into the HK TikTok. Mine won't go anywhere. A video Marky posts on his TikTok, like some of my clips, 12 million views, 15, 20, whatever. Post the same clip on my TikTok, 100 views. So I've pretty much just given up. I'll put all the effort into HK, into my personal Instagram, into HK Instagram. Like, that's where I'll put the social media effort into.
It's still, dude, that's you. That's you.
Yeah, so,
man.
I know that was a lot right there. I just kind of burned
that's huge. And actually, there's in PTG world, PTG Nation, I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs and media that are trying to grow their Instagram and trying to grow their brand, essentially. So I always enjoy talking about those topics.
Advice time? Are we doing advice time for new videographers?
Yes,
absolutely.
Let's go. Of course. I mean, dude, you're the pro. What do you mean?
Oh, man.
That's what we have people on the show for. We have experts on so we can pick their brain about how they became experts in whatever it is they do.
This might be unpopular opinion, maybe. So when I started out as 818 Productions, that's what I used to make videos as. That was between like early 2000s, 2002 to 2007 was pretty much like the 818 era.
14?
14? No, it was before I was driving.
Geez,
I was getting dropped off at the paintball park by my parents. So so it had to have been end of 14, 15. I've always had like a camera. Side note, when I was like really young, 7, I used to act professionally. I was in like TVs. I was on an episode of Roseanne. I was in a movie. I was on what movie? Some movie. I was in the Babysitters Club movie.
Dude,
so embarrassing. I was a camper in that movie. Yeah.
Hell yeah, you were.
So yeah. But it was cool. I met Kevin Costner because his son was in it, and I got to play baseball with Kevin Costner. Like, how many people?
Dude, that's epic.
Could say that, So that like sparked my film interest. And then I did a Disney World commercial when I was like 8 years old, and the director gave me an 8mm camera when we wrapped shooting. And I don't know if you've ever messed with an 8mm camera. It's not like like today's cameras, like,
Yeah.
instant gratification. You have to like
Hmm.
shoot and get it developed. And being like 8-ish years old, I didn't want to get it developed. I had nowhere to play it. I didn't have a projector or anything like that. So I had it. I burned some couple rolls of films I had on like skating and stuff like that. I might have used it once at the paintball field. Never got it developed though, so I don't know what's on those
Dude,
rolls.
Whitman.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting side note on that with the roles. My grandpa is a photographer and an architect, and that's what he did
Nice.
for a living. So when I was younger, he would take me out to the lichen fields, is what they're called. And there's like these fields of sheetrock, and they have this like colorful moss or like this algae that grows on it. And it's really amazing stuff. And we would go out there when I was just like, I don't know, I must have been like 8, I don't know, 8 or 9. And we would go snap film on rolls and go get them developed. And it was actually a really interesting experience, and it's like a lost art essentially now.
Nice. Yeah. Did you do like the dark room like developing where you're like doing this thing? I took photography in high school, and they made us shoot film only, not digital, and so I learned how to develop like why am I blanking on the millimeter film? Whatever the standard picture film is, 35 millimeter, I think. But for video, I learned the process in college. It's way harder. You need buckets of chemicals, and like you put one in one chemical and then into like another and then another. And if it's black and white, it's different than if it's color, like different chemicals. So I'd rather just send it I ended up doing that in college. We had to shoot 8 mil, and I just send it to a lab, and then I'd get it back, and then I'd make a digital copy on campus.
Yeah, it's crazy how far it's all come, man.
But anyway, circling back. So that director, so I had that camera, and it could never really do anything with it because I was just too young and it was just too complicated. Luckily, my parents, very supportive, got me a digital camera, a JVC, and then I just started shooting everything with that, skating, and then eventually turned into I'd be playing paintball every weekend, so it would always come to me to the paintball field and start making edits at like Proving Grounds, this indoor field, and then from there I started going to SE Village where the real competition was, and I was just so lucky because I could shoot Dynasty, Dynasty would be there, and it'd be like Oliver and Todd and playing with Dynasty, and then the Ironmen would be there when it was oh man, I'm blanking on a lot of
Telford, Yosh.
Yeah, I think Yosh was already on Dynasty maybe at this point, because I do have footage of Yosh playing with Dynasty for my Aftermath versus Dynasty video with the Pirates of the Caribbean music in the beginning from 2006. I think Tyler, I don't think you're in that one. Marcelo, I think you're in that one though. That was an Aftermath video.
Yeah.
Those are
Dude,
good
it's
times.
so funny. Like I remember when those videos came out, it's like this is the best thing that we had at the time. If you go and look at it now, and it's not you, it's just
terrible
technology.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'll be the first to say, dude, it's terrible. The quality, it's like 120p. It's, we're 1080p and higher into 4K, It was like 120 to 240p resolution, tiny, because when I was younger, I didn't have the best computer. I had like a budget build that my parents got me. Still grateful, that I was able to have a PC growing up. And I was on like editing programs that I downloaded illegally, like Premiere, Vegas Video, because I didn't have all like the hundreds of dollars as like, a young teen to buy these things. And so I didn't really fully grasp export settings as a kid. That's something I kind of learned like high school and college. I got way better with export settings and making it look good and small megabytes, because I would like plug in like random numbers in like my video where like you'd open it, it'd be like this tiny, but it would be like 2 gigabytes. And I'm like, how is this possible? How is the thing this small, like resolution size, but it's a 2 gigabyte file? Like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Or it would be like huge and it would look like Minecraft, So
for the listeners, he's holding his hands up and he's making like a 1x1 inch.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. And then he went super large, but it's just crazy. That whole ball of wax, dude.
Yeah. So, and then I would upload them. I didn't like YouTube back then because I thought YouTube killed quality, and that's before YouTube had like HD settings. So I would upload them all to my own website where people can download them, which I thought was the coolest thing because you actually had like a digital copy. And I actually had someone hit me up the other day because I posted something about 818 Productions, and he was like, "Dude, that was you? I still have some of your videos on my iPod video." And I'm like, "Wow, that is a throwback!" Like, before the iPhone, when we all had T-Mobile Sidekicks and raised Motorola Razors, we had our videos on our iPhones,
Yeah.
And then before that, it was just music on your iPhone, on your iPod. It wasn't an iPhone yet. That came later. So,
yeah, they just discontinued the iPod. I just saw that today.
Really?
Like the OG
end of an era.
I know, man. It's crazy.
That's what the post said. You saw it.
Really?
You
Oh
saw
man, I should Apple hit me up. Apple hit me up. Do your marketing. I'm here.
Oh, dude, you're just gonna go out on HK like that? Come
No,
on.
I would never.
Yeah,
I would never.
come on now.
No,
Can't leave the boys.
We'll do both.
We'll do both.
Before I started working at HK, I was doing 2 jobs. Like it was, I was working my old job at the surf channel and the ski channel, and I'd work till 2 p.m. and then I'd go to HK Army after to do stuff with Marky.
Jesus.
So I could do, yeah. And then I'd go home and edit the stuff for Marky so I could send to Marky and he could post it on the HK Instagram.
That's because you're a legend, Quittman.
And then finally I went to them. I saw my old surf channel job was not doing well financially. And there was like changes in power and stuff like that. And I'm like, I need to bail. Like the Titanic was going down. I needed to get off the ship. And I saw the life raft that was HK Army. And I pitched them, I made them a pitch. This is what I'll do for you guys. This is what, we're going to do. And they accepted it and it worked. And, this is like, I think 5 years now there or so, 4 or 5 years. So
yeah, you've been on a tear with them.
Time. Yeah, it's been good. And it's so crazy because like our socials just been growing like crazy, especially lately. Like Reels is so good. It's good and bad, but Reels is good for people to get your follower count up. I don't want to dive into how legit those followers are and stuff like that. I've done some research and I have some like videos I've done of myself. I've always wanted to do like an expose piece on Instagram, like you're effing us kind of thing. But
hold on. So you feel that Reels give you fake followers?
They're very sus. Have you ever when you go on a run, have you ever gone through your followers?
What do you mean when you go on a run?
Okay, so when you get into I call it going on a run. When one of your videos hits the algorithm and it starts just going up like crazy, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, views, you start going up a lot of followers. And you could see it matches with Social Blade, which is a site I use for like some, social media marketing and tracking and stuff like that, and watching trends and stuff like that. But like, I have a video of me going through all these new followers I have, and they look so sus. Like I screen recorded my phone, and I literally click on the last like 20 people that followed me while I had a video like in the algorithm that was just hit like over 1 million views. And I click on them, and like, the profiles that weren't private, and I can actually do a little digging on them. Like they didn't follow NXL, they didn't follow HK Army, I was the only pretty much person in Paintball that I knew of that they followed, because you can see that on top of when you click on someone you follow, the people that you also follow show up on top for them. And then everyone below that is people that you don't follow.
I don't know if that's sus or if that's you breaking through to a new person who just like got into paintball. Maybe.
To me, that's not. To me, that's not sus at all. To me, if it makes sense. If it hits the algorithm, it's showing up in people's explore page. You might get new people, new eyes on it.
Yeah,
what would
which
be
is
sus
very
is if,
true.
like,
yes.
They've got like, they follow 5,000 people and they only have like 75 followers. Those weird
that
kind
is
of
something
accounts.
I did see. It wasn't to the extent of 5,000, but it was the ratio wasn't like an ideal ratio.
That's interesting.
And
I wonder.
It's just a really weird thing. So, and then it's like, do those people actually like end up converting, in like a sales kind of aspect and stuff like that, which is still fail to see. And then you see these people that go on these crazy runs, like go up a lot of followers, and then they start, I call it bleeding. They start losing followers, and you're losing followers at a crazy rate faster than you can make followers back up. Yeah. And that happened to me. I had a bleed at one point. I bled down like a few hundred, and I was like, I expected it. I knew it was going to happen. I'm on another run right now. I'm sure I'll have a minor bleed. That's either people that are just like, I post like another video and they're like, oh, I don't know why I followed this guy, because they're not super invested in the paintball, or it's a bot that gets deleted. Who knows? But
yes. I wonder if Instagram has a bunch of fake accounts that they've basically created to push the reels. I mean, I know that they certainly reward individual creators for posting reels. That's why they do the whole algorithm thing, and they want to take down TikTok. They're notorious for doing this. They did it with Snapchat.
Funny you say that, because that's exactly like where my theory ties in, is with TikTok, in competition with TikTok. If TikTok's doing it with all like their kind of botting views and stuff like that to their content creators, because like you go on TikTok, you post a video, you get like 20,000, they say you're a smaller person, you get 20,000, that's big. You're like, oh my God, you're going to stay on that platform. You're going to think less of Instagram, and then it's this vice versa on the other way. Instagram starts feeding you. Like for me, I do so well on Instagram. I'm like, I gave up on my personal TikTok. I'm done. I'm not going to post on there anymore. It's just going to be
really interesting.
Page.
This is all very interesting.
I'd rather just put all my marbles into Instagram. I just like Instagram better, at the end of the day.
Dude,
So,
this is PTG at the finest. PTG.
yeah, this is marketing
Play the
strategies
game.
and theories, dude. It's social media marketing strategies and theories right here on PTG. Stay tuned right after this commercial break. All right, now plug the transfuse, guys.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom. There we go. Transfuse. Drink transfuse. Never lose,
Yes,
baby.
dude, never lose.
Yeah, I had my dose this morning of the Transcend. Got myself I had a good workout today. Felt good.
There we go.
Be back. Yeah. We had a long weekend out in Boston for the Team USA U19s and U16s tryouts. So Tyler, I was actually telling Quitsky, he got on. I told you too because I was on the phone call with you, but I had a lot of phone calls to make, and I told Anthony and Lori with Boston Paintball and Team USA that I wanted to call all of the participants directly, even the ones that didn't make the team, and let them know why they didn't make the team and where we stood. I just felt like that was the appropriate thing to do. These kids make a lot of sacrifice to come out and try out.
That's never
all
easy.
The way up until this show, I was making calls, and Quittman's like, "Oh man, that sounds miserable to be making those phone calls." I'm like, in a weird way, it's actually not that miserable, because those kind of phone calls can be a real turning point in somebody's career.
Totally.
For me personally, I look back to times I was rejected, and those were always big motivators, big boosters, big turning points in whatever it was I was doing. So.
Marsh, what you're talking about there is crucial. You have to get good at losing too. Like,
absolutely,
it's not all wins. It's not all W's. You have to really embrace
take some
losses.
L's.
Yeah,
to be able to take L's shows a lot about it. What a person's like is how they handle an L.
Correct. Yeah.
Straight up.
You let it destroy you. That's not good. You come back stronger. That's how you handle an L.
Dude, version 3, version 4, version 5, version 100 of yourself, and then imagine what you're going to get out of that. If you just shut the door, you're losing all those versions. So getting good at taking a loss and growing from it is absolutely imperative to becoming successful, and no matter what you do.
100%. Yeah, and it's if everything was easy and you were always told yes, you're not going to grow very much. You're not going to grow very much, to never be challenged and never be denied. I mean, you just don't change, you don't learn, you don't adapt. So yeah, with that said, it's a bummer that we can't have a roster of 20, it is what it is. We have a roster of 10, and some players just unfortunately weren't able to make the cut, but they all have potential, and that was really the gist of the phone call is there's a lot of belief in all the kids that were there. And that's why they got the invite in the first place. Right. So the hope is that, we continue to see them at the events, at clinics, at, things like that. And they continue to push forward. But Quitsky, what's a big L that you've taken in your media career that, has kind of readjusted, besides like whatever weird camera you're using back in 2004 that obviously didn't look very good?
2004. Yeah. I mean, back then it wasn't terrible. I don't know. That's a rough question. L as media.
Yeah. Like, or like,
it doesn't have to be media,
there's like little L's, like, because dude, paintball is so hard to videographer or to video. There's so much going on. There's so much that can change in a split second. You try to like predict and set up specific shots. Cause I don't know. I have like a certain mindset when I go to an event. I have like in my head, I have like a list of shots I need to like knock off. There's like certain breakouts, certain like this angle. I need like, okay, like these new products just came out. Like last event, we had eject packs. So I'm like, all right, make sure I showcase the new eject packs and the styles and stuff like that. Evo speed feeds, try to like showcase that if I can, but that's a kind of a hard product to showcase unless they're off field. But stuff like that. And then, and then there's what, like the money shots kind of stuff, like the people getting blown up, people getting bunkered, people getting shot, that kind of stuff, which that's always the hardest to predict. And I try my best. I try to read matches as best as I can, knowing like team history, the matchup I'm watching, the body count. And there's all these different things that go into account that dictate where I'm going to set my camera up if I'm able to get there. Cause it'd be busy on the sidelines these days. I gotta, navigate behind a bunch of camera people and stuff like that, refs, and stuff like that. That last event, there was no sideline room. So that one was, that was terrible. For me, that last event, terrible for media. Yeah. Like, dude, media quality of life, I'll say. That was a rough one.
And it's been popping. The media is cracking. There's so many people that are out there just capturing footage. And, Of course, like you said, you still got the refs, you got all that stuff. So it's definitely busy on the sidelines.
Yeah, and I guess you say it's good for the sport because all those people go, they post it on their social medias. Everyone's making reels now, algorithm, and hopefully all that combined, like all of us as media and like you pro players and stuff, and us showcasing that, combined with like all the media people that do like kind of either recreational stuff or other aspects in paintball world, videos and stuff, and hopefully that all just comes together and this helps grow it and the sport gets more popular. Because that's like the goal. My goal at the end of the day. So my goal with a video is I want you to watch that video and I want you to be hyped. I want you to want to just run out your house and go play paintball. That's the goal. And then also like another goal is help grow paintball, because it's the sport that we all love. And, I want to keep, would like to continue doing it down my whole career. And that's only going to go if, the whole sport keeps growing and stuff like that. The industry grows together.
Yes.
So hopefully through like media, through other those kind of outlets, social media, I think we're gonna need some other big factors kind of coming in, maybe some more like big celebrities or something.
Yeah.
Maybe some other kind of people throwing money behind it to like really, we need to bring paintball back into stadiums. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you guys are so good. You guys are so good, especially you two. You deserve to play in a freaking stadium with like a big crowd around you.
That'd be so sick.
That's how it should be.
Whole like vision is not far. I mean, if you think of it in terms of like baseball or in terms of other pro sports, if you give this game another 50, 75, 100 years, I think that you will see paintball in stadiums. It's too much damn fun to watch and to play. It's just too much damn fun. There's no other way to put it. Like, I've played every sport under the sun. I've done every extreme sport. I've played every traditional sport. Nothing does what paintball does as like an athlete for me. It's truly one of the most captivating games that you'll ever play, period.
And the crazy thing is like, you would never know that till you played, Yeah. And that's the one thing I see. And that's another thing I don't like with like hitting the algorithm on social media is a lot of the comments, especially on TikTok. TikTok's brutal. People that don't understand paintball, that just shit talk it, say like, oh, anyone can do this, join the military, blah, blah, blah. And it's clearly someone that's never played. And honestly, it feels like someone that's never had fun in their life, the way they comment about things. Like lighten up, dude. It's just like, don't bag on something other people enjoy. Like, I'm not going to go and like, bag on whatever he doesn't like doing, whether it's like lumberjacking or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what these people are into.
Could you imagine like going to like the weight training pages and then just going on there and like just smashing the keys, like what's good, or like going into any realm and doing that is like, come on.
I don't understand. I don't really understand. Unless it's something that's like crazy unsafe. Then, whatever, say your 2 cents, or something like that. But that's, we in paintball, the main safety, keep your mask on. Everyone's really good at that. I'll give them that.
Paintball one of the safest sports there is, actually.
Yeah, I've been playing paintball a long time, and I've hurt myself more playing baseball when I was in school than I ever did paintball.
Oh yeah.
So,
and they've done studies on paintball and the safety in comparison to other sports, and it ranks pretty high in terms of safety when you look at a variety of other different sports and the injuries that you typically see in those.
Yeah. So I don't know, where were we going with this? This was a long tangent.
That was a good tangent. Yeah, where were we? Were we in taking an L? As me taking an L. I think that's
so. Like, there's like
how it started.
So there's times like
the safety of paintball.
I'll like walk off the field after a point or a match, and one of you guys will come over to me and be like, "Hey man, did you get the like I got this 3-pack here?" And you're like, "Dude, I was on this." You're like a Dorito player. I'm like, "No, I was on the snake side, man." Like, and you're on the far side.
Dude, when are we gonna free the Doritos? I'm sick of this.
Give me more sideline room over there. Give me more. But this was the event for Dorito players because this was an awesome event for Dorito players because I could walk on the left side, I'm on the snake side, and because it was like that asymmetrical mirroring or whatever you want to call it, I could just walk down the sideline and I'm on the Dorito tape. Like, that was the coolest thing about that layout.
Dude,
like,
Marcelo, they freed the Doritos. They freed the Doritos at the last event, bro.
They did. They put them over there.
Freed them. I don't know. I would like more sideline room over there.
Shout out to all my Dorito players in the world, all the cerebral, ballin' Dorito players that don't get enough shine. We love you. PTG appreciates you.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so there's a few factors that go into that. There's more room on the snake side usually because that's where Go Sports has their scaffolding set up. Lighting is always another thing. too. So like depending on where lighting is and what kind of effect I want with like my shot, like, you know, if I want if it's like an early morning and I want a backlight, kind of the sun coming through, like the glowing, then I'll shoot into the sun and I'll use the players to block out the sun and stuff like that to like kind of get that halo ring kind of effect around them and stuff, which can look, you know, pretty cool and cinematic. If I need better lighting and stuff like that, and I don't want to be shooting stuff in the shadows, then, you know, I'll swap to the other side of the field. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, you know? And then also like who I'm filming is a big factor. Like I know how a lot of you guys play by now. Marcelo, not you, I guess, apparently, because you ran Snake off the break in like the first event of the year. So I did not see that coming. So I probably would have been set up for that because that would have been a great shot to have like a nice, you know, low angle frontal of you running and diving into the snake, you know.
That would have been tight. Don't worry though. You know, the ones that care, it got caught on film. You know,
just gonna say, I saw Go Sports had it. That's with Maddie announcing, so that's always a good one. But yeah, so I mean, there's just I don't know, there's so much going into account when composing shots. But for Els, sorry, a tangent again.
No,
but Els,
like
missing certain things. I lost a camera at World Cup 2020 when it rained. Lost as in it broke. I don't lose any of my possessions, like, you know. But it broke, and then I had to switch to my backup camera. So that, you know, that one was a rough event. Luckily, when you guys were on Dynasty and you won that, so that always makes for a good event video. I like it when our teams win. Makes for good endings right there. You know, easy endings. The podium shot where you guys are spraying each other. Just make my life easy, dude. Please.
You got it, brother.
Just keep winning, and it's easy. You know,
keep winning. It's like small favorite, Tyler. Small favorite ass. Just keep winning, you know, so we can get those podium shots. There
you got it, baby. Dude, I really want to pick your brain about more of the early HK days and what it was like watching them grow up, and then obviously working at HK. What's it like working with them still to this day, and like kind of bring that whole thing full circle. And then we got obviously, you know, we got some questions for you as well, and I have a couple other questions I want to hit you with, pick your brain on a couple things.
So I think I was trying to think about it, like how did I actually like meet the HK guys? And I know it was at SC Village, but I'm like, you still kind of like need an in, you know, or at least some way to like go up and talk to them. The camera, me being a camera guy, kind of always helps because everyone wants, especially in Paintball, everyone always wants footage of themselves. So, but I kind of now thinking about it, my in was Jules Foot. So Jules Foot would always play up in the valley, the San Fernando Valley, which is kind of like, I grew up in the valley. I played paintball at X Park, which was in Van Nuys, which is in the valley, and then Proving Grounds, which is in Santa Clarita Valley, which isn't too far away. And those were the closest as a, you know, kid who has to have their parents drive them before, or bum rides with friends, and then into someone who just gets their license. I can't really travel too far. So I met Footy at Close Encounters the first time. He was in a Crush jersey. Crush was like an old, it was JT sponsored jerseys. They had the blue flame jerseys. It was like Foot was on it. Camilo Carrillo, best known as Mex, was on the team. Jesse Ovid, who used to work, a bunch of the guys that used to work at this store called Skirmish. And Skirmish is like, for backstory, it's this legendary store that was in the valley. It was on Reseda. The guy that owned it, Henry, had the store for a while. It moved a couple locations, but was always in the same area. But it was like a legendary store. Like if you played paintball in Southern California, you pretty much knew about that shop.
Shout out to Skirmish.
Shout out Skirmish, dude. I spent a lot of money there as a kid, so you're welcome. But Footy, I ran into him at like Close Encounters. I started talking to him because I was Skirmish did a summer camp thing like for kids, and it was the coolest thing because like they brought Oliver Lang out and they brought Todd Martinez out, and this was when Todd was on Avalanche and he was in like the yellow Avalanche jersey, Cash Money Todd, and Oliver was on Dynasty at the time, Mamba Dynasty Angel time. And he I think, iconic. Yeah. And I don't remember if he had the Mamba IR3 yet. This time, this might have been right before it, where he had the Mamba 2K2 LCD, something like that. And we went out to like Urban Quest in Ventura, this field, and they came out and played, and we all played against each other, against each other. It was, as a kid, it's like, you can't ask for anything better. A summer camp, 5 days. It was a 5-day summer camp. You go to a different field every day. It was like X Park, Field of Fire, Urban Quest, and I forgot where else we went. It might have been Urban Quest a couple times. And to play against like pros, especially like when you're like that age, that you look up to Avalanche, and I own Avalanche 101 on VHS as a kid. And then of course Dynasty and Oliver Lang and all that kind of stuff. So, and then through that, they tried to make a kids team called Crush. And then Smash. Yeah, Smash. And then they were Crush, and then we were Smash, but it never really panned out kind of. And then everyone kind of went their separate ways. And then, so that's how my God, such a tangent on tangent. That's how I met Footy, is because he had the Crush jersey on. So I started talking to him, and we were talking blah, blah, blah. I talked about, like, I think I was doing videos at the time. I had to have been under 818 Productions. And then I think one time I was at SE Village and I was filming Footy, and then I think all the HK guys were there too. And then that's when I made HK Army Volume 1, which was like my first video of the HK Army guys. And it was thrice Artist in the Ambulance as the music track, back when I didn't care about copyright and, that wasn't even a thing really. And so I get to edit to cool music I like, which is, always a plus. Yeah. And I don't know, from that video, and then after that, I just kept going down. I was good friends with Scott Crescent and then Marky, the brothers, because I'd go down with my brother, Jeff, and we, brothers in paintball. I guess there's like a thing, the Quittmans, me and my brother, and then like the Crescents, tier above us, of course, at the time. So, I jump on like pickup games with them on Top Turf at SE Village, and then I would film them and stuff like that. And I would follow them at XPSL events. I would follow them around, and I just become friendly with them. And through PB Nation and digital paintball and like Ventrilo and all this kind of stuff, like I became like more friendly with them. And then, I just kept evolving from there. And then I just, move away to go to Colorado for college for 4 years, played like 1 year, played with Denver Altitude, not competing, but like practice with them. But they had no sponsors. I couldn't afford paintball in college. And so I kind of just like hung up the cleats for a bit, and just concentrated on like, I went to school for film production, film theory, all that kind of stuff. And then, I got into doing like after college, I was working with like different DJs and nightclubs and festivals on videos. Like I've worked with Dada Life, Porter Robinson, Cruella, Savoy, Gareth Emery, like guys like that. I've done stuff for Insomniac events, who throws like EDC and like all those like kind of big festivals. Did stuff for Subpack, who make like a wearable bass and stuff like that for like music producers. So, and then from there,
in the trenches.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And then I moved to Colorado for a bit, worked for a video marketing company, come back home. And then I started doing action sports, surfing and skiing and stuff. And then we talked about that earlier, Titanic ship sinking, and then to HK Army. But when I was working back at like the surf and ski channel, I was like finally making money, living on my own, needed something to do. And my brother was like, yo, let's start playing paintball again. And he bought a pump gun of all things, So he sends me a picture of it. I'm like, all right, I'm down. I just don't want to play tournament anymore. Like I did the tournament thing. I just want to play rec ball. And then, I was like, I'm probably never going to film. Actually, I never thought of like, I was going to come back and film paintball. And then Marky hit me up. Was like, hey, come over, try, film this with us. And Marky slowly reeled me back in. And then now it's just like, I'm back,
Dude,
full
are
in,
paintball.
Yeah, I never fully
about how you spend your evenings also in the virtual realms of paintball. You know what I mean? Like
what I can.
Your life is consumed with paintball.
Yeah, plugs. I'm sure PTG fams heard it a lot. Snapshot VR, get it if you don't have it. Best paintball video game I've ever played, and this comes from a guy that was like the most crazy diehard digital paintball 2.1 player in the history of digital paintball 2.1. As their biggest advocate, I used to shit on Greg Hastings games. Sorry, I know that's unpopular opinion. I just didn't enjoy them. I was a DPB guy. Then you throw on the VR headset, play Snapshot, and dude, it's that arena feel that we need as like real pro paintball.
It's so sick.
It's crazy.
Oh
it's the coolest thing ever if you're a fan of paintball.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of fun.
Plug Snapshot VR, Giant Scams. Check it out. Join their Discord.
Yeah, and you get some movement in. We're doing squats out there. It's I work up a sweat sometimes.
Dude, I try to intentionally only play stand-up bunkers, dude. Center 50 stand-ups, like big bunkers. That's my thing, dude. So catch me in the center. You know what's funny is I play that game like I play real life paintball. Because when I actually go out and play airball with the boys and stuff like that, or like we're out with like celebrities and stuff, I play the center 50. I look for the big break in the center 50, and that's where I go to. I run and gun to it, and that's all I play. And that's like, I can't make it wide anymore. I can go up the gut, and I'll try to bunker you really quick, and trade my body, and I'm done. And I'll be out of breath, and I'll be like, yes, good point. I got one or two. Call it right there.
If you get one or two, man, that's high level.
Yeah.
You get one or two.
I'm usually good for a trade. I'm usually good for at least a trade, but I throw my body away a lot. So
it's funny. You definitely do play like that in VR. You're always coming up to the center.
I'm up the center. I love it. I love it. I'll center and I'll just keep looking both ways, as much as I can, unless I get tunnel vision or something. But
you still play quite a bit too.
What's up?
Yeah. You still play ball quite a bit too.
Oh yeah, I try to as much as I can. We have I don't know when this is dropping live, but we have a street ball this Saturday at Combat CPP. Gonna be a good time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, to come out and ball with the gang. It's gonna be it's gonna be a good time.
That's Saturday, May 14th for everybody.
Yes, Combat Paintball Park Saturday, May 14th.
Yep, you can go to hkarmy.com and have the details there to get a ticket and head out there and have some fun with Quittman. He'll be out there.
Yeah, me, Marquis will be there. We got some other people coming out. Like it's gonna be a good time. Yeah,
nice,
good, cool field. Combat Edwin, that's Edwin's park. He's got some really cool rec ball fields. He's got an immaculate airball field that's like for the team reservation only, pretty much, so it doesn't get beat up by walk-ons and stuff like that. They have a cool hyperball field. They rec ball. They have a Terminator field with RVs and a castle field. So yeah, if you're in Southern California, Combat Paintball Park, great place to play.
Absolutely, and he's done so much for the game, Edwin, and
shout out
to Combat.
Yeah, dude, I used to play at that place back Stoned Assassin days because they would practice out there. Dude, we were playing on dude, kids these days don't know how good they have it, man. I cannot tell you, dude. We were playing on gravel and rocks as kids, dude. Yeah. SC Village, the fishbowl, before they had turf and stuff like that, dude, we're playing on rocks. Redlands, we're playing on rocks and dust. Though. Dude, there were some
Redlands was way worse.
Redlands was terrible.
SC Village wasn't too bad. It was dirt, but it was slidable dirt. You would get scraped up, but Redlands was bad. There was legitimate rocks and big boulders out on the field.
Which was crazy because there's also a covering of dust on it too. You dive in, you couldn't be sneaky because a big plume of dust would go up in the air.
Yeah, and then do you remember Adrenaline Paintball? Did you ever go out there?
I never went to Adrenaline with the kitty litter. With the kitty litter? I heard it was kitty litter.
It was kitty litter and rocks, though. Yeah. It was that was legitimate rocks indoor.
That place looks sick.
Well, it was like a ice arena filled with kitty litter.
They had I think they had night games there too.
They
did,
right? Yeah. That's how I met Mike Hinman.
Dude, that's
how I met Mike Hinman.
One of the places that was on my list that. There's this field in Lake Paris I always wanted to go to that was next to a skate park that had pristine looking grass and when you're a Southern California baller that doesn't grow up playing on grass, dude, you see grass like that, you just your mouth waters, dude.
That was
we don't have that, dude. The only time I got to play on grass was PSP events. That was it. Mm-hmm. Chicago PSP, or Vegas when it was by the stadium.
The trade-off is we get to play year round.
Yes,
on the East Coast, it gets true. They get snowed in half the year. I mean, it's. I'll take that trade-off any day.
I guess I'll take the broken knees over the cold bones. I guess you made a good point. I'll take the scars over over the frostbite.
Hey, scars are good,
dude. Quitty, Quitty, I gotta say, big love for your latest video that you did for HK with the Lone Star highlight video.
Thank you.
One was badass, man.
Super dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I must be my own worst critic. I was not hyped when I was done with that video. I thought I was just missing a bunch of good money shots. I was just missing some of those good action shots and stuff like that. There were a couple of focus, some of those shots I wish I racked focus. Yeah, there you go. There are some of the shots the one, Tyler, where you shoot the guy that's at the 50, wrapping the 50. I wish I racked that focus, but it happens so fast. Racking by terms is when you start on your subject in the foreground and you adjust your focus to the background, to the far subject. Because I like to shoot 2.8. I feel like I shoot a lot of 2.8, f2.8. I like that cinematic look it gives. A lot of other people I see out there are shooting high f-stop stuff. That's just not my jam. I don't like high f-stop. I just don't think it looks good. I always want to make something. High f-stop is when you're closing your aperture down on your camera. So the amount of light it lets in, and the less light you let in, the more depth of field you're going to have. So if I want everyone on a breakout, say I'm shooting a sideline breakout and I want more, all 5 of you guys to be in crystal clear focus, I got to, close down on my f-stop a bit. And by doing that, it's going to it's slowly letting in the light and stuff like that. It creates a greater depth of field of what's going to be in focus. But I like to isolate players. I like to have them pop out of the background. So I open up and then I'll compensate otherwise with, I like to shoot low ISO. So it, I get a better, native or low on my camera. Shutter speed, I probably overcrank more than I should, but I found that in paintball, overcranking your shutter does not distort your image that much. If anything, I've learned that the balls look more round flying midair when I'm shooting high frame rate.
Interesting.
I don't know. You have to look at some of my videos like to understand it. Because when you shoot slow motion, the ball's either going to look like a streak, or the higher your shutter speed is, the more it's going to look like an actual ball flying in the air.
Huh.
So, and my goal is to make it look like a ball, not a streak. I want you to see every ball flying, you know, I want all that. Cause that's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it looks cinematic. I think it's catchy. It's, you know, that's like the look, you know, it's my thing. I want to go for.
Do you think that the paint color, the shell color should change?
Yes. Yellow, please. Yellow, orange.
You're all in on that.
Yeah. I made a Instagram story about that. I have that. I think I mentioned it earlier. I got this clip from Magnolia series. It was HK Army paint. It was level 4 paint. It wasn't, I think it was level 4, and it was yellow shell. And the footage looks so good in slow-mo, the yellow flying. You see every ball. They look more like paintballs than just like dark little purple shadows flying around or orbs. And then I have this clip where 2 balls like collide midair. And then right after that, the next, like not the next ball in the stream, but the ones right after that collide midair. And I think it's like, it's probably my favorite shot I've ever gotten paintball. It's an old clip that I just brought back for reels. And that's like one I'm like, this needs to go viral. Like if any of my clips go viral, this is like, it's just beautiful. Like the paint exploding in the air in slow motion in 240 frames a second with like the camera tracking it and stuff. That's all post camera tracking. I did that. I keyframe that, like, you know, to give it that effect. That, you know, we're following the ball, like its life cycle from the gun into exploding in the air. But yeah, that video is starting to just get in the algorithm, and I'm starting to see the likes go up, the comments go up, and, you know, it's nice making it to non-paintballers, you know?
There we go.
So, but that's yellow, back on tangent. That's yellow paint and it looks phenomenal. So please, I know that's not, I don't think that's an NXL thing. I think that's us as the manufacturers, like us, GI ProShar, got to come together and be like, hey, you know, we're going to make yellow shell paint. I would have to, you know.
Yeah, but certainly it's an NXL thing. All the NXL has to do is
they could make it. Yes, they could. And it would do so good. I feel like on Go Sports, it would look better. My slow motion, it would look insane. Correct. You guys are already so good. Like, does the purple paint make that big of a difference?
Well, it does.
It probably does. Okay.
It does, but
maybe in shadows, late games, you know.
Dude, you could make the argument though that exactly those late games, it almost becomes unfair. Like as it gets lighter and you can't even see paint coming in, it removes skill from the game, right? So you can make that argument. You could also make the argument that the better you allow high level players to see the paint, the better moves they could make, the more exciting moves they can make. You can make that argument. I don't know if it's true. I mean, that hasn't been tested, but
I mean, I would have to agree with you, because then I know what that player's thinking almost. I'm reading a whole nother layer of the game, you know? Essentially,
we'll put it in we'll do a double blind study. We'll see how it works out.
Okay. That was, that was the thing with this, with the blind layout going on. You know, they did the blind layout, but they also completely changed how they've ever done field layout. So it was like,
yes, it was a double whammy.
It was a double whammy. So you don't know what was, you know, if it, totally.
That was an interesting event. Very interesting. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
Interesting event. Which I'm glad I got a lot of good reviews from the video. So I appreciate it. Everyone, if you ever message me or like, you know, like any of that kind of stuff, I read all of it. I try to, at least. So I appreciate that. Keeps me going, because it's rough out there when I'm hanging in some of those lanes, getting blown up all day. Literally, I probably had to got shot.
Gets shot up.
Dude, that last event easily shot over 500 times. Had to have. I mean, I needed a ticker like an umpire has, you know, in baseball, that I could just have somewhere, like mount it on my camera cage or something like that. I guess every time I get hit, just start clicking it, you know?
The videographers, the videographers, the refs, everybody out there on the field that isn't playing is actually the real MVPs, because they get shot to pieces out there. Everybody walking around the field.
Honestly, I was thinking about that. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, really quick. What I was going to say about what you do as well and why you're so good at it, and these are the videographers that, in my opinion, same with photographers, you have to know the game and understand the game to be able to put yourself in position to get the right shot, to be able to get what actually looks good. You know, that's not an easy task. You have to have some skill and talent and understanding of the game of paintball in order to do it. You can't just I guess that's what I'm sure that's, media in any sport, right? But, don't get it twisted. The media knows how to play too. They have to. We have to understand the game at some level, you know? And so it's, it's a bummer you just weren't high enough level to get that shot of Tyler rapping that you were talking about. You missed it, but it's okay.
No, it wasn't high enough. The height level was fine. I didn't rack my focus. It looked fine because you can still see the ball break. It just would have looked way cleaner if I rack focus. Yeah. I had this great one I took of Tyler years ago. I used it for a paint promo where he's heads up shooting, like, I think he's at like a 30 stand-up tempo, and he's shooting at like a back center can, and he shoots, and I start focus on Tyler, and as the ball travels, I racked it perfect. So right when it hits the guy, I'm in focus on that guy perfectly.
Whoa. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, and I use that one for
sick.
a paint ad for a bit too. Like,
yeah,
you know.
I remember that one. Hell
Dude,
yeah,
run it
that was
back.
a good one.
Play it again. It might hit the algorithm.
He's on Dynasty now. I got to move
I know,
forward.
that's
only
even better. Even better, dude.
Only Heat, Tyler, moving forward.
I mean, Dynasty was in HK gear at that time.
Yeah,
I think it's a valid throwback. Hit it on Thursday. Let it hit the algorithm.
That's algorithm worthy, baby.
He's we'll see. That's the thing, though. If you think it's algorithm worthy, it's probably not going.
Oh, damn, that's the way it works.
It's not, dude. It's like I say. It's always like it's clips that like, and I make a joke about HK with this because like I posted a clip on my Instagram that somehow like Kenny saw it, liked it, told Fort about it, and they were like, "Quittman, why are you keeping all the good clips for your personal Instagram and not putting them on HK?" And I was just like, you know, I put good clips on HK, and I put on HK what I think is going to do well. My clip, even though it looked cool, didn't do well. And the clip I put on HK that day did like, I think like 500,000 views or something like that. So yeah, it's, you got to play the game a little bit to
you're rolling the dice.
Yeah. Part of it's a dice roll. Part of it's kind of like you thinking, you know what it wants. What you never do.
Exactly. So, what's your absolute like favorite aspect of paintball to capture on field, off field, like in the pits, or, you know, certain aspects of the game on the field that you really enjoy capturing?
My favorite's the gimbal gang stuff, hands down. Yeah. I love running with you guys. Like, it's almost like being like I'm back out there, you know. Granted, I take all the heat that you guys run past, and then they all land on me and stuff like that. But I love doing that stuff. I think it looks so cool. Going back, because I don't really. It's a lot of blind running and gunning on my part. I have my settings dialed in. I know like what I need to do, where I need to position my camera. A lot of it's luck. You know, there's some luck to it and skill. And I'm not really fully looking at the monitor the whole time. I'm looking up at you guys. I'm making sure I don't trip. You know, I'm watching my footing, making sure I'm running smooth enough that my gimbal is not going to be doing the gimbal bounce like this.
Yeah.
So I'd love, like, you know, I'll get it, you know, like if it's one of like Mouse going into the snake, who's hard to keep up with, you know, and then I run it back and I look at it after. I'm like, okay, it looks good. Or like, oh, I'm going to run it again. I need to be 2 steps more to the left in the beginning, and that's, you know, so I can make it a better shot. So, you know, it's either going to be good on the money and it looks cool, and I got the paint coming in at him and he's just dodging the paint, and you can really see like what a game of like millimeters paintball is, you know, totally, dude, like how close you guys, like some of you guys get on these runs. Like I have this one of Ronnie from what event? I think it was Sunshine State practice session, because I can only do my gimbal stuff on the field on practice days. Because NXL would kill me if I ran out there with my gimbal, dude. They would, I'd probably get banned for life. I can't go on the field to play. I'm too much of a distraction.
You can't be on the
you got to
field.
be actually on. Yeah,
I'm like, because on those gimbal shots, I run behind them. I'm in the snake with you guys.
Imagine?
Like, I'm in there. Yeah, dude.
That would be pretty funny.
So I have this clip of Ronnie, and he takes off going D sideway, and he dives under the first lane. And he's already low. It's like, holy shit, that was sick. But then the next ball that comes under him, it's like, there's no way he can get that low to dive under it. And he does. He compresses so like close to the ground, and the ball just barely misses him, you know?
Yeah.
Or I have this one of Ryan where he's diving into like a back insert kind of bunker off the break, and the ball goes through his hair. It skims his hair, doesn't break. Of how close it was, literally a millimeter more lower, that would have broke on the front of his goggle, you know, or on his headband. It's so crazy. And then my gimbal shit being right there in the action, plus with the high frame rate, slow motion stuff. Like, I feel like it just really puts you, you know, in there. Like, I want to put you in that action, you know, that's my goal. I want to get you hyped. I want to put you in there, you know.
You're alluding to something that we talk about that's really high level and hard to teach, actually impossible to teach. I've never found a way to really put it into words, but you have players that just make spots, right? And it comes down to their body mechanics when they dive, and the ability to almost like just morph enough to avoid getting shot. And that comes from experience of reading the paint coming in and like knowing just how much you kind of have to like twerk twerk the back,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do the little hip slide,
no,
like contort to your side and stuff like that.
100%. And like
Might
how
look
low
ugly,
you
but you
go.
made it clean,
Right. And you'll see like high level pros, they'll drop from like, almost a squatting running position to their chest being completely on the ground in a really fast sometimes, if they're making like they get right down to that spot really fast,
Dude,
and
actually go watch my latest reel. One of my latest reels where I'm going down the Dorito. I'm doing exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You certainly are. I've seen that. And that's really dope.
Yeah.
But it's
I got some good ones of Tyler too, diving under lanes on the gimbal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. Like some of the stuff you guys can do out there. It's nuts.
Dude,
I can barely make it to the center 50 alive.
Paintball is difficult.
I've been playing my whole life.
It's a difficult game. It's on so many different levels.
And it just sucks. Like no one will ever, the general population, they never really understand, until they play or like get the bug, Yeah. Because once you get the bug, it's really hard to get rid of it. Especially lately, dude, I've been seeing so many people come back to paintball. It's people that I haven't seen in like decades, and it's crazy. They're like, oh, I'm getting back into it. They hit me up because they say I work for HK. Like, oh, what should I get? Of course I plug, SLR, man, eject pack, get some TRKs,
Absolutely.
Hit them with the plugs. Then they hit me like, yo, you got a discount code? And I'm like, oh, see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, that's how it goes, and it's all love for the game.
They could use the PTG discount code. I know that.
There we go.
Yep. We got one on the HK site.
We do. I forget what it is though. Is it PTG 10 or is it play the game?
Be in the YouTube description below.
In the Discord, I honestly, off the top of my head, I do not know.
Oh, there you go. Make sure you join the PTG.
We're not going just for the Discord. We're not going to tell you out here on.
We're not going to tell you unless you join the Discord. So make sure in the bottom of this info on this YouTube video, click on the link, get into the PTG Discord.
There we go. Become a goat.
I got your plugs
one of
for
the
you.
greatest of all time.
I got your plugs.
There we go.
I'm surprised I'm not in that Discord. I've been on Discord for a long time too.
Well,
I mean,
what are you waiting for?
what are you waiting for, dude?
I don't know. An invite link.
Let's get it cracking.
That should be easy enough.
Dude, we have a whole thread in there that's dedicated just for media, for photo, video.
I would spam the shit out of my Instagram.
I know. And then obviously boost HK in there and everything. But dude, it'd be an honor.
You guys already do a good job of that already, Tyler, you do a great job. Marcelo, when you guys were aboard, you did a great job as well. It was always great when you guys, come out and we shoot stuff. Same with Tyler. When you come out, we'll do some more glove video, man. We'll do some bag videos now.
There we go.
So we gotta get you back out. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey,
speaking of sponsors, I had Transfuse this morning. It was great.
Did you?
It is great.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not.
I
drink coffee and I drink water. That's it. I drink coffee and water. So Transfuse, let me know when you make a coffee.
You're missing out on your electrolytes, brother. You gotta hydrate. You're missing out on minerals,
water.
very prime minerals.
I try to get it from only spring water. That's what I try to go to. I read a very big news article.
Either, so.
No, I don't. I don't know. Some of this editing though, it gets really intense when I'm trying to meet deadlines and stuff like that. But
dude,
we run the AC at the office. So.
Hold up. Hey, so I know. Go ahead, Ty.
Let me just shoot it straight here, bro. No fronting about Transfuse. All right. First of all, second of all, you need that in your life.
I'm sure it would help.
With what you do, it really is a tremendous boost to have. Like, I do a little blend, little Transfuse, little Transcend. Wow, you're editing everything you've ever seen.
I don't know if I'm ready to transcend yet. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know.
No, you don't do a full scoop, baby.
Oh, you don't go full scoop? Oh, you never go full scoop, huh? You go quarter scoops?
Well, you can do a full scoop. I do a full scoop. I'm just saying for you. Scoop. For you could do like a quarter. You know what I'm saying? You'd be just fine. Yeah.
I might have to grab some off you guys at the next event or something.
Oh, we're hooking you up.
Happy to share. Okay. Quitsky, because I know we don't have you for much longer, but I really want to dive in. Yeah, totally. I really want to dive in.
Alt F4 button and it's just cut.
Okay. I really want to dive into just a few questions about the media side of paintball, because obviously from your perspective, what do you think the NXL, us as pros, Go Sports could be doing better to showcase our sport?
Oh, I mean, one, I don't think we have enough time for that question. That's one. Because I try to think of it like from the outside person looking in who doesn't play. I think what a lot of it comes down to is format. X-Ball is really kind of when I tell people, because I have the joy of telling people when they ask me what I do, people outside of paintball, like, oh yeah, you know, I do marketing and videos for you know, a brand in the paintball industry. And then if someone doesn't know what paintball is and trying to describe it, you know, it's rough, man. I'm not going to front, dude. It's hard. It's hard out here for a paintball industry worker, you know, trying to get by in a normal life, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they just don't a lot of people just don't understand, you know, and it's like another thing, you got to play it. And then, you know, and you got to, you know, you can't be like scared or afraid. You got to play and you got to embrace it. You know, it's not that bad. You get that adrenaline rush, you barely feel it. But then for those people, it's like, how do you make a format that they're going to understand and enjoy watching, you know? So honestly, we just need to bring fighting back, like the NHL, dude. I want to see people just hitting the shit. I want enforcers on teams, dude. Right. I want to see the gloves come off, the masks go off, you know. And I just want to see. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, you've lost it.
No, but that would be entertaining, and that might actually draw a crowd because you know there's the fighting aspect.
Well, I don't. Come on,
that's the best part. That's the best part of a hockey game. Is the fights.
But let me shoot this at you. I don't think that you need to take off the gloves and have knuckles. I think you just need to take off the sleeves and make us wear shorts and show a little bit more skin, a little more
skin. You want to go that way?
Yeah, and then you turn it into. And I'm not talking for everybody, but I think at the pro level it should be like that. I think there should be skin in the game, literally skin in the game. And the best players in the world, they play in tank tops and shorts like basketball players. And I think that would cut down on cheating. That would also make it much more viewer excitement because you see slow motion arm blah blah blowing.
So unfortunately, it would not cut down on replay. Yeah, it wouldn't cut down on cheating though, because I think it would exacerbate it. Yeah, because if you get shot, like if your shorts come up and you get shot, well, no, not that, but like if your shorts come up and you get shot and then you pull them down, or if you get shot in your tank top,
like football,
tight, it would have to be like football.
Yeah, they have to be tight.
Like tight stuff.
Yeah, so it's on you, you know?
Yeah. I like how our gear looks right now. I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of change.
But I'm just saying, we're talking experimental thoughts, right? Yeah. That's what this is, like a think tank, essentially. And I think that there is grounds for that to really accentuate the top level ballers that put their life on the line. Literally, we go out there and we devote our lives to this, you know?
Yeah,
and
very true.
We better start getting paid more before we start expecting the lawyers and stuff of our sport to come in and get all these welts all over them. Just saying.
This is true.
Shout out to Maggie. Shout out to Chris here.
Dude, could you imagine? Oh man.
But aside from all that though, but I think the paint switching colors is already, the shell color change is a big one, an easy one too. And that's a manufacturer change, paintball manufacturer change. At least so people could see the paint flying. It's so hard to like just see it, you know, unless like me, you could see it because I'm shooting slow motion. I have it like lit, you know, my settings are right, so they're not, in the shadows or anything like that. But I feel like it's like a format change, and are we ready for that yet? I don't know. And like, what kind of format is general public friendly, and that's going to make them involved and interested? And I think so. It's like, do you go to capture people that have never played before, or do we try to convert more people to play paintball first? You know what I mean? So at least they kind of have that thrill, and I don't know. I feel like arguments can be made for either side, and I don't think it's not an overnight thing, and it's something that's like it's a hard change. I feel, to get us in. I think we need some big money people to come in. Either it's outside sponsors or like some really really wealthy people whose kids play and they just want to spoil their kids and stuff like that, or something like that. Like on an atrocious wealth level, where they're gonna front the money for a stadium, or something crazy like that, But
I think
I don't know.
The format is perfect. Like paintball is paintball. You can slice it. Like we talk about that all the time, how different sports have different facets, and like snowboarding, there's all these different facets of snowboarding. Same with paintball. And I think paintball is paintball. It's just going to take time. And I think that as long as we care about the process and just keep having fun, it's just an inevitable thing where paintball is going to slowly trickle in, and it'll just become this normal thing, where everybody's like, yeah, paintball, of course. We all play paintball.
I think a great introduction to paintball right now is Gel Strike.
Oh,
those things, I think for young kids is a great way to like start getting them ready for paintball or airsoft,
Couldn't agree more.
And they're a ton of fun. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for a cool rapid blaster, gelstrike.com.
Yes.
Wide array of blasters, of targets, the actual Orbeez, the balls itself, everything you need, gelstrike.com.
Dude, I gotta plug this. I went to Wild West Paintball out here, and my kids had a birthday party with the Gel Strike. Gel Strike sponsored the whole birthday party.
Oh, hell yeah.
They all ran around with Gel Strike blasters and had the best time ever. These two brothers, though, were just pelting each other up, and it got kind of crazy. And I was like, all right, we might just have to, have some target practice, because these are like 6 or 7 year olds, and they were just running around there having the time of their life, dude. But it's such a great catalyst for paintball,
It really is. I wish I had him when I was younger. We used to play with me and my brother would battle with the little airsoft guns that took 4 AA batteries that looked like an AK, that were clear, and they shoot like 100 feet per, almost the exact same thing as like these rapid blasters, but they didn't impact. You didn't have to, it wasn't, the ammo was more expensive because I had to get real airsoft BBs, and I couldn't grow my own, ammo or anything like that like you can with Gel Strike.
I know.
But we did the best we could. We set up trash cans, played one-on-ones all afternoon and stuff.
There we go.
Got to do what you got to do.
Hell yeah.
Quitsky, we're on the clock. We got about 8 more minutes, so we're jumping into some Discord questions. This is a good one, and it kind of plays off of what I had just asked. But CB2K says, if Bart walked up to you and said, "I want you to take over Go Sports live production. Here's a blank check," what would you do?
I would respectfully decline. I have said I will only work for HK Army, and if I'm not working for HK Army, I'm not going to be in paintball, and that's true. There's no other brand I'd rather work with.
Okay, let's say
if it's hypothetical, it's going to be a lot of zeros.
Yes. Let's say HK. But yeah, of course, it's a blank check.
No, we'll give you a blank one.
The point is, what would you do for the production of Go Sports? So say HK was Go Sports. We'll just play that.
I think so the Go Sports game already, it's a hard game out there for them. They have so much equipment they got to move from event to event. I don't think people understand all the cameras, all the cabling, the internet that they need to provide. The behind the scene, dude, it's not, you can't put it. I don't know, man. If I'm getting a free blank check from Bart, I want at least 7 digits on there. All right, so I'll just say that.
You don't understand. It's blank.
It's blank. All right, perfect. Then I would honestly just hire a literally like a company that does NBA. Those cameras on the things, the slow motion replay cameras, the really cool studio. I think I talked to Darren a lot over at Ghost Parts. I think they do a really great job for what you got to work with out there. It is not easy. It's not easy to set up in these random ass venues that we have with no internet and produce a whole production like that. And I know there's always speed bumps. There's always speed bumps for everything, especially when you're dealing with live. Live is rough because if anything goes wrong, your signal drops. Your subscribers are going to get angry. So a lot of props to Darren, dude. Shout out Go Sports. I have a subscription, even though I can't watch it because I'm at the events. I check out some of their other, they do some good pieces and stuff like that. Like docs and like 4 Sundays or previous 5 Sundays, now 4 Sundays because we lost an event. Now maybe it's gonna be 6 Sundays because we have 2 extra events. I don't know where they're gonna go this year. But shout out Go Sports, dude. I think they kill it. I do go back and I'll watch some stuff on there. It sucks I can't do it live because I'm always at the event. Or I take that back. There's times where I'm tired and I'm in the booth and I'd rather just watch on Go Sports on my phone in the HK Army booth than go on the field and film, dude, because I'm so exhausted.
It's exhausting.
You need transfuse. If you were drinking your transfuse, you wouldn't be so exhausted.
All right, we're gonna test it out. We're gonna do the test. All I drink is water. I go to these events. I don't consume alcohol all weekend long because I need to be in tip top shape.
Dude,
I can't be hungover.
No,
dude, it's rough.
You only have water. You're depleted.
Only water. I don't eat, and I usually don't eat lunch. I just have dinner at the end of the day. That's it. I just survive off of water.
Recipe for disaster, bro.
It is, but I haven't passed out in an event yet. So, knock on wood.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, everybody, come on.
But yeah, dude, it's rough because we got to be there because we sell paint, and I ride with the team. I'm a team player. So I'm up at like 5:30. We don't get back, we're at the field before 7 a.m. to sell paint. I'll chill in the booth for a bit, drink my coffee, try to like mentally prepare for the day. And then I'm not back into like at my Airbnb or hotel till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. They're long days. And I'm literally just out there it's literally me getting shot all day. And then it's me like in the booth, just like exhausted. And then I go back out to the field and get shot more and just pray that I get the content that I need or that I'm trying to get, Hopefully
otherwise you'll be scolded.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever get scolded.
We got to get through a few more questions.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
We got 5
minutes.
All right.
Ty, you're up.
All right. What is the single most memorable moment in your paintball media career? What made it so memorable?
Oh my God.
That's from Schmo 5000. Thank you, Schmo.
The great question,
Schmo.
Schmo. I don't even know if I can answer that.
What
got
questions
one.
can you answer? You got to choose one.
It's always great when you dude, it's always great being out on the field when you guys win. Seeing how happy you guys are, seeing how hard you worked all weekend, the 2 weekends up to that, plus the fucking your lifetime of fucking working for that. I think that's one of the coolest things. I can never feel more happy. Like when you two were together on Dynasty, like winning those 2 cups I was at. Dude, you can't put words to it. Dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
Especially you two with the embrace on the field. Like that made my video. So yeah, so that like even though I'm not winning, I feel like I won. And then we get to go to Charlie's for dinner, so that's even better. So,
hey, Charlie!
Shout out Charlie's. Run up the tab.
Talk to me.
All right.
AH's got 40% of it. Run the tab up.
Last question over here from our man, the OG GOAT, Chris Tucker. What is your craziest memory from the OG HK days?
Oh man!
Don't you dare say I can't even answer that.
There's so many OG HK days.
Yeah,
probably me getting kicked. Memorable. It's a weird. Memorable is a weird word. One that sticks out a lot is I got kicked off a field once for getting involved with a reffing call. Media people, never show your footage to referees ever. I'm gonna tell you, you film something and you catch something that's game changing, you don't tell anyone because they're gonna get mad and pull your pass and kick you off the field. That happened to me.
Damn,
I was 16 or 17 when it happened at an XPSL event. Something happened with HK versus whatever the Mama's Boys. It was the NorCal boys were playing
Mama's Boys
at that event. Yeah. Shout out Mama Boys.
Shane
NorCal
Howe
legends.
used to play
NorCal legends right there.
Yeah.
I think it had the brother, the Bornstein brothers. Those 2 brothers on it. But yeah, and I got kicked off the field for like trying to show the ref, like, yo, you made the wrong call, dog. Never do that. I learned my way, and I see so much crap going on the NXL field. I stay quiet. I don't tell anyone until after the event. Because if Trojan wants a replay, they'll do Go Sports or whatever. If you're media, just don't get involved, man. You don't want to get kicked. You don't want to get kicked off the tournament in the finals on an XBSL set, man.
Advice.
And then have to film from behind the net for the rest of your hour and a half long fucking feature video. So,
yikes!
But yeah, so that was probably it.
All right.
Hell yeah. We're coming up on it. Can I plug a few things before we wrap up?
I got one more. I got one more. We got the Vidiot. He's a legend.
Good name.
Yep. As someone I personally look up to, he's speaking about you, obviously, a ton since you made my pro media consumption of paintball for the longest time. I got to talk to you in Snapshot for a bit. Shout out to Snapshot.
Hell yeah.
It says, what is
Connecting
something
people.
What do you think paintball media needs? And do we need more episode series like Reckoning series or a movie style like Push? What's something in media that you think that it needs right now?
We just need more free content out there that's going to help the game grow. It's just that simple, whether that's your social media, that's through like doc pieces that are going to get people interested and involved. Some people, to mash up the highlight videos, like we just need more of it and just out there and more, getting it to a broader audience. And we'll get there, like we were talking about. Paintball still, compared to other sports, we're really young. So, we'll have our day. The ESPN HB days, that was not the final stop for us. So we will return. We will return to the ESPN once again. And ESPN 1, not ESPN the Ocho or some other one that's on pay-per-view or something like that. We're not going to be sandwiched between cornhole and fucking bowling or anything like that. No. We're going to be in the top 10 Sports Center highlights. You see, Tyler running down getting a 5-pack.
Get it.
Might have to give it 50 years, but Tyler might be out there with a walker.
It'll still be
Lux turret style on the walker or something like that. Oops. That is my hard cut time.
He's got a hard cut. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much.
A few things really quick.
Okay, plug it.
Brand new t-shirt drop, bunch of new dry fits. HK Army coming this Friday. We got new heat gear dropping. Impact gear just dropped. Keep watching HK at HK Army on Instagram. My personal is at Quitsky on Instagram. Follow the HK Army TikTok because I post stuff on TikTok that I don't post on our Instagram. Because I feel like it'll do better on TikTok than it does on Instagram. My methodical marketing thinking.
Yeah.
And then once again, thank you PTG for having me on. This was a blast. Maybe I'll come on again another time in a year. We can talk more marketing.
There we go.
Marketing theory and stuff like that. So
Dude,
I didn't get to give I didn't get to give good advice to like new videographers out there because I have a ton, dude. I've helped mentor like some of the kids in the game right now.
You got to give one tip. You got to give one tip, dude. Come on.
It's not all. You got to do it for the love. It's not all about money. I did it for 5-6 years. Didn't make $1, but look where it landed me now. Now I work for HK Army. Our other great editor that we have, Danny Lincoln, did a bunch of free stuff for Marky. Now he works in office with us. Very talented. Shout out Danny Lincoln. Very talented. My whole team, super talented. Marky with all the stuff he does. Jason Panetta on top. Kenny Rosenberg on the website. Jay Stu with the designing. Some people just don't get enough credit at HK where they do. Our whole sales team, LJ Short, Houseky, all the other event shit Houseky does. Like it's a truly all the warehouse guys, Mondo holding it down, Eric, Jeremy, Charles, everyone does a big part at HK Army to be the brand we are today. So I just want to give a big shout out to all the boys. Keep doing what they're doing. Let's play us out. BTG, thank you. I have to leave though. I appreciate it.
No. We gotta leave, bro. We gotta.
Oh, you gotta leave out of here, bro.
Yeah, we gotta go.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye HK. Bye HK.
Bye HK.
No, bye BY.
All right, PTG fam, thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. If you guys enjoyed the show and would like to support, we would greatly appreciate you guys heading over to ptgpaintball.com, clicking the Patreon link, and signing up at any level. It will also give you access to our Discord. So not only are you supporting the show, but it gives you access to the Discord, which has a ton of amazing things going on. It's just basically the dopest community in paintball. We constantly have really intriguing and thought-provoking ideas and conversations going on in there. There's a lot of learning that goes on and just a community that truly builds each other up, and it's amazing to see and amazing to be part of. So if you guys want, again, ptgpaintball.com, click the Patreon link, become a supporter at any level, and you will get access to the Discord. If you do sign up as a GOAT, you do get monthly shows that are private for GOATs only. It is a stream that Tyler and I do, and we sit down and we talk about current events, current topics, and you guys can sit there and ask any questions that you guys want. We also do a ton of really cool giveaways for the GOATs, and you have your own private channel in the Discord. You also get a merch pack, really cool merch pack with a lot of cool PTG GOAT merch. So again, if you guys would like, ptgpaintball.com. Our website is brought to you by Rusty Glaze over at Concept Pursuit. And as always, we will see you very soon.